Okay, I wanted to just say a couple of things. First of all, we have a very important young man over here who wants to take pictures. If you want to sit right in front so you can get a good picture of your dad, you want to do that? And you have a good shot. Because he's taking these pictures for his mother who's in South Africa right this week. So this is very important. And I also want to acknowledge that Chris's mom and dad are here. So where you have the whole family with the exception of a couple of folks. And his daughter who's at a gymnastics sleepover tonight. First things first. I also wanted to say, because this is International Education Week, I wrote a fan letter to Meredith this week, just saying how much I appreciate all the good work that Meredith and all of you who are in her office, Molly, all the rest of you. I'll forget names if I start to name off everybody. But you remind us in so many ways about how important this is. And we're still waiting for our international candy to come to my office. I don't know if we're doing that this year.
You're the only one who liked it.
My staff look forward to it every year.
We'll get you some.
Okay. All right, we got all that out of the way. So the highest compliment that I could pay to a faculty member would be that we would like to clone him. And if I could clone Chris Johnstone, we would be doing even more remarkable things than we're doing right now. When I became dean in 2008, Chris and I sat down and we started talking about what we could do to internationalize the College of Education and Human Development. What I really appreciated about Chris was that he could dream, that he wasn't afraid to think big, and that he could, every time I raised a question about how we would do something, he had an answer. So I started out by saying, how could we start? How do we even know where people are? How do we know if there's any faculty in Namibia? How do we know if there's students who are in Italy right now? And he said, well, we could have a website. We could have an interactive map where we know where everybody is. And now we have that in our college. I said, how can we engage faculty? And he said, well, I'll go around and start talking to faculty. And not just the ones who always go on the international trips and always are taking students, but some of the ones who've never done that. And I'll match them up with faculty who have been working internationally, and we'll create triangles. And we'll work across departments. And I thought, he's never really sat down and talked to faculty about this. He doesn't really appreciate how hard it's going to be. But he did it, and he was extremely successful. And then I said, well, how can we engage students? We have a lot of students who come who are first-generation students, who are students of color, whose families, quite honestly, think that if they're going to study abroad, that's really slows them down in terms of their education, or something that the family really can't afford. So Chris and I talked about the fact that we needed to get development involved, and we've created several funds to support students who want to travel abroad but can't afford to do so. And I'm very proud of the work that we've done with that. And I think the other thing that I will say is Chris also taught me that not every student and not every faculty member was meant to travel internationally. And I should, we won't name names, but I appreciate the fact that there's many ways to internationalize a college, but besides just sending people away from the Twin Cities and from Minnesota. So the other thing that Chris has led us in doing is thinking about what global, and he introduced me to that word, activities we could create for our faculty and students who could give them some of those opportunities right here. We had several people who worked together on Chris's nomination. I think we're all big fans of Chris and all of the work that he's done, and we only hope to be able to continue the work that he started. So thank you for everything that you've done. I appreciate it.
Okay. Award for Global Engagement 2015, Christopher J. Johnstone.
Dr. Christopher Johnstone has led comprehensive and transformational changes in the College of Education and Human Development's international programs. He has designed and delivered creative ways to engage faculty and staff in developing initiatives that expand global opportunities for all students in CEHD. Dr. Johnstone has dramatically increased the number of international partnerships that further the research and teaching of the diverse departments across CEHD. He is an accomplished scholar with a strong track record of research publications, conference presentations, and grant awards from agencies such as the U.S. Department of Education, USAID, and CARE. He has served as a consultant on UNICEF projects from Azerbaijan to Serbia, served as a technical expert for teacher training with universities in South Korea and Singapore, and received both Fulbright and Government of Australia fellowships to engage the internationalization process with and in other countries. As an educator, leader, and in his new role as faculty, he continues to influence policies and practices at the international, national, and state levels. A true scholar and practitioner of international education, Dr. Johnstone's unique capacity to engage people from different disciplines and cultures is exemplified in the multitude of international initiatives he has developed for CEHD, presented this 20th day of November, 2015.